We are back at the theatre of dreams that is fast becoming the theatre of pain. Manchester United taking on Aston Villa. It's a case of 8th placed United taking on the 3rd placed and arguably one of, if not the best coached club in the Premier League this season. What a game. Aston Villa lying 3rd. They are just a point shy of the log leaders. They have lost only 3 games, but aren't they hard nut to crack, especially at home. They were winning games for fun until the last draw they had. They have been winning games consistently at home, about 15 consecutive wins, the longest run of victories in the history of Aston Villa at home. That's the club we are talking about. Unai Emery, who failed badly in London at Arsenal, is working magic in Birmingham at Aston Villa. Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb, and here is the official team news and build-up. At the tail end of this video, I will be telling you exactly what I think Erik Ten Hag has got to change from what we saw in the last game. But first things first, Raphael Varane is back after illness. Now, this guy, oh goodness, plays one good game, and like I've been saying, the next game he's out, either ill or injured. So clearly, like I've been saying, his body is no longer made for this level. He can come and give you a good game because he's a good player, but the body is saying no. The heart wants, the skill is there, the technique is there, the talent is there, but the body is not allowing, the body is not accepting. So what exactly do we do? That is why I've been saying that we need to get rid of Raphael Varane when we can. But for this particular game, given the situation we are in, he should be starting. Well, Wile Kwambala had a good game, to be honest, and so bad that his debut ended in a loss, but I saw a very good, and even the boss spoke about it, very good modern defender, good character. I love the fact that he's the only one who had the wisdom to go and tap on the back of Kobe Maino after his era. That's a character of a leader. Now, beautiful stuff that he did. But the reality is a team like Aston Villa needs a bit of experience. I think the experience we had against Liverpool will come in handy against a team like Aston Villa. So I don't expect Erik Ten Hag to think a lot, because if Johnny Evans is fit, Luke Shaw is fit, Wan Bissaka is fit, and Rafael Varane now is back, that should be the starting backline for Manchester United. Remember, there is no news on Harry Maguire. He's not back yet. He should be available next year. So for me, that's the first change that Erik Ten Hag has got to be making. Varane, if he's fit enough in the squad, and he spoke about him with a lot of energy and excitement, he should be sliding back into the starting 11. But Amad Diallo also does return, and Diallo has been training for about 2 weeks, and we're hoping he could have been, I think, dropped in the squad, a long time ago, because he has been training with the first team. But I think he has not been up to the levels they would have they want him to be. But we know that, and Erik Ten Hag said that he is back and available after training for 2 weeks. I think he's impressed now, and he can be in the squad. He may not start him, but my feeling is at the point where Manchester United is, if I'm Erik Ten Hag, I would bite the bullet and trust these young players, the Hannibals, the Diallos of this world. Maybe Diallo has not been playing for a long time. You may not start him, but I'll bring him and introduce him at some point, and maybe a few games later, if he's fit enough, I would actually be starting him. I think the reality is our issues in the attack, because remember, Manchester United has got has scored the second least goals in the Premier League this season, behind Sheffield United. And of course, we are tally. We have scored the same number of goals as Crystal Palace and I think Luton. Imagine we have a £72 million striker who is the least fed striker of all strikers in the Premier League. Of course, we can talk about him not being clinical enough with the few chances he's got, but you will not get all your chances. That's why he needs to get many. Strikers get many chances, and Barry, I think strikers today, it's only a few strikers who will get few chances, but bury them. Most strikers will get many, and of course the chances of them barring off some of a few of them are higher. But the thing is, the boy is the least fed. Yes, we can say the few he's getting are not being buried, but because he's not been used to getting them, certainly he needs to get a lot more of them so that he figures out what to do, and has a higher probability of barring off some. So the reality is we have not been doing enough in our attack. And for me, the right wing has been flattering. And of course, Anthony tried a bit in the last game against Aston Villa to get balls to Alejandro Garnacho. and a few to Erasmus Hoyland. But I think the right wing has not been as exciting, and that's why the cry of Greenwood back will continue. I think in every video I'll have to say it because it's our problem now. Greenwood back, Greenwood back, Greenwood back. But even before Greenwood returns, if Amad Diallo is fit, I think Amad Diallo can give us something more exciting on the right. And if I'm Erik Ten Hag, I would bite the bullet and trust these young players. I would trust these young players and start them, because even if they don't give you a win, if they don't because of lack of experience, they will excite the fans. And right now, as United supporters, we're okay. We can do with a little excitement. We can do with some excitement from these young players. That's why we are happy about Kobe Maino. We are excited by Willy Kwambala. There are things that give us hope. Those are the ones we need. Instead of relying and dwelling on these old players who are playing, mediocre football, who are pretending, why not? Because we are doomed when they start and doomed when they don't. So why not bench them, bench the Brunos who are not doing enough, bench the Scott McTominays, bench these Anthony's, bench these so-called senior players, and start the young players who are hungry. Start Hannibal, let him give us fun in the middle. He's exciting to watch. Start Diallo, let them just enjoy themselves, and give them some experienced players in the back. From Onana to the whole experience in the back line, let them shield them in the back. Let the boys go out there and enjoy themselves. Trust me, the fans will love it. Even if we lose, the fans won't complain, because we are losing even when we start with the so-called senior players anyway. So at least the least Erik Ten Hag can do for us in his last days, because the reality is Erik Ten Hag is in his last days as manager of Manchester United, and I'm being no prophet of doom, but I don't think Sir Jim Ratcliffe will have Erik Ten Hag top of his plans, because this guy has clearly failed to create an identity for the team. That's the first thing. But also, clearly, judging by the body language of the players and what we've heard, what we know, Erik Ten Hag lost this dressing room. You saw what happened when Kobe Maino made a mistake. A manager who is in charge, who is friends with these players, would be the first to jump off the bench, forget about the loss, and just find ways of getting the senior players to go to Kobe Maino and tap him on the back and calm him. This is your most important player. But he makes a mistake like that. It's only a debutant, Willy Kwambala, whatever, who has got the discipline, the thought, the maturity to go and tap him on the back and tell him, it's okay, son, it's okay, bro, it's okay, it happens, but learn from it. But Johnny Evans, Luke Shaw, Andre Onana, all these players were the first to frown. I mean, the boy made a basic, simple mistake. He's only 18. Tap him on the back. He needs you. But even the boss just sat on the bench and frowned. That shows a team that is not together. Imagine if that mistake was made by an Arsenal player, young or old. But okay, imagine if the youngest player at Arsenal had made that mistake. What's his name? Vieira. If Vieira had made that mistake at Arsenal, trust me, Odegaard, every Arsenal player, Zichenko, and Zichenko, and would just overdo it. Hmm? All Arsenal players would be surrounding him and tapping him and encouraging him. It's okay. That's teamwork. But you see, you can only get that when you're a team in cohesion, when you're a block that works together. I don't think we are that at Manchester United. And that's why I would say, I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe, in his assessment, that's the first thing him and his team, Sir Dave Bracefoyd, and the CEO, Claude Blow, those are the things they will see in Ten Hag and know that this guy is not in control of this dressing room. And you see, when you're not in control of the dressing room, it means the players won't play for you. They won't listen to your instructions. They will do what they want. What will you do? So for me, I think Ten Hag, in all honesty, he is in the evening of his start Manchester United now that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been announced. But if you are in that situation, what do you do? Just get the young players and let them excite the fans. They could actually change things around. They could surprise you. But he's still fascinated with Scott McTominay, his Anthony's. What is this? What is there for him to prove? Erik Ten Hag can never prove to us, can never convince anyone. There is nothing he can do, however much he plays Anthony every day. And nothing against Anthony, he's a hard work and all. But he will never prove to us that Anthony is a 85 million pounds player. That one we accepted, he's not. So just put Diallo there and let the boy excite us. He's the best dribbler of the ball. The things Anthony struggles to do and forces himself to do, this boy does for fun. Put him out there. For me, those are some of the basic changes I expected Erik Ten Hag to make. Be bold and make drastic decisions. Communicate by not speaking. Bench these players who are not giving you enough and put the youngsters up there. What's the worst that can happen? Doomed when they start, doomed when they don't. So let them start.